Hello everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today we have a historical rules event. Our first round here is Fleming's Meadow, started up by our second round, which is going to be the Larson Homestead. Before we get into that, thank you to our Patreon members for the support. If you'd like to support, go to the link in the description where you can get a live stream of all the broadcasts we do. You can advertise your regiment in the bottom of our videos and get an additional broadcast per week. Our regiments for today, on the CSA side, you have the 20th Georgia, Texas Guards, Hood's Division, 2 Corps, Jenkins Brigade, TKO, or the Kentucky Orphans, Lee French Legion, 13th Georgia. Whereas on the Union side, you have the 2nd United States Cavalry, New York Volunteers, Army of Northern Virginia, 11th Mississippi, and the Hamptons Legion. So, server pop today, it is 2:30 right now. In balance is 14 in Union's favor. Artillery-wise, it looks like Confederates are taking 7, and Union's not taking any at all. That's kind of not surprising for this map. However, this imbalance of 16 is 23 infantry man imbalance in favor of Union. So Union's probably going to overrun CSA pretty quickly. I don't know if artillery can make that much of a difference. Frontline reporters today for your Union side, you have Cloud here from the Army of Northern Virginia, whereas on the CSA side, you have Rollo here from the 13th Georgia. Very appreciative of both of these guys to give us their frontline views. And co-commentating today with me, we have Phantom. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello guys, I'm Phantom from the 7th Texas. Just here for another day of streaming with Eagle, guys.
Heck yeah, well, we're glad you're back. So Fleming Meadow, one of the new maps, similar with the next map that we're going to see for next round, also a new map. The Union on this map, all of them get Lorenz's, whereas the CSA side, one of the two regiments, so half the team has option to get the Springfield 42, which has the buck and ball, shoots like a shotgun, and then everyone on the CSA team has the option between the Enfield and the Springfield 55. So CSA is going to have a slight advantage here with the weaponry, but Phantom, what are your thoughts for this map? What should each side do to try to win, or if you want to give one side's perspective?
I'll be honest, I haven't seen this map played in an event, so honestly, I'm just gonna say I think with it looks like the CSA side has more fence lines and stuff they can hide behind. So I say, they set behind these fence lines, get some tickets down, and then, just try to get the tickets down enough to win, honestly, because we just have to see how this map plays out, honestly.
Yeah, again, Phantom kind of just describes the newer map. Everyone's still kind of trying to figure them out, even though they've been out for like a month, almost a month and a half now. But Union cannot go deep into the woods that they're trying to push up right now. It's right on the edge of out of bounds. So this might be one of the better spots for Union to push CSA. CSA does have some bushes here that they can use as cover, but it's not a snake fence by any means. It's 6 Alabama for Union trying to push up. Texas Guards, 2 Corps, and TKO on the other side of that. Looks like more Unions starting to inch their way down there, but looks like they're just sitting and shooting, which is a little fascinating. You also have some Union on the far left for Union that are skirmishing with some CSA. HL and 2nd U.S. Cav are skirmishing with the few CSA forces. That is 20th Georgia over here. So we watched this match last night for Maryland campaign, and the guy I was co-commentating with, Bus, his opinion for how CSA should play the map is to fall back from their defensive line that they're at and kind of hold back right on point, because behind point it's all completely defolated, and CSA could use that very effectively. I mean, where CSA is now, it's kind of an okay defensive line, but if Union rolls up on your flank and you don't react quickly and leave, Union could devastate you. But we'll see how it plays out. Union for now just sitting and shooting, which I'm a little surprised by. I would have expected they charge, but remember, no sprinting, no bayonets until the 30-minute mark.
Same direction, boys.
Fire!
Looks like the Union's trying to push up over here on this fence line, trying just to get through these CSA lines.
Yeah, they're getting closer. The no bayonets rule, I think, doesn't matter too much in terms of charging. It's the sprinting that kills you. It gives the defenders a little more time to react. But there is kind of the tree bush wall that is here. So if Union wanted to go in, they could. You got 6 Alabama going in. Having a little point blank battle here with TKO. TKO definitely outnumbers them though. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, looks like Union's trying to push up to where 20th Georgia is. And only a couple skirmishers here, but this isn't really surprising. Union outnumbers CSA by a large amount in infantry, so they should be able to overwhelm this pretty quickly, and they're starting to push up and at least try to take the CSA positions on CSA left. 11 Mississippi going into TKO and HD. Looks like NYV's pushing up now. Wish they would have gone up with 11 Mississippi, but at least they're going up now. Texas Guards are trying to move in to reinforce TKO and HD. Who's kind of getting shot out here. We have some more CSA reinforcements towards Point that are close to this line, but they're not necessarily moving in. Here comes the rest of A and V moving up as well. It looks like Union's going to push CSA out.
Yeah, they're slowly making a dent in their lines, and if they just kind of keep doing what they're doing, I think they can slowly get them pushed back to Point, maybe.
Yeah, that's the thing. CSA, they either got to quickly react and push Union out of this, or they got to fall back to the defilade that they have on that defensive line on Point. Looks like LFL is going to try to push them out. I don't think they know how many Union guys are here.
20th Georgia fell back quite a ways behind some logs just to kind of keep from losing unnecessary tickets.
Come here, officer. Come here. I want that pistol. I want that pistol, boy. That's my pistol. That's my pistol.
Looks like Jenkins Brigade is going to bounce over to CSA side to assist with that. Union holds strongly there against LFL. 13th Georgia running up, trying to take a couple shots. But Union's starting to overtake this. Union up a little bit on tickets. Don't know the exact ticket differential on the map, but we know the Union at least has more. But as Phantom mentioned, yeah, 20th Georgia, they can't really do a whole lot against 2nd U.S. Cav and HL. They're just getting pushed back.
While we're Union, we're gonna do our best.
So I wonder here if the rest of Union on Union right is going to charge the CSA up here. Looks like TKO and LFL are up here. They didn't lose any of their flags, so that at least means they're going to be able to respawn back in that fight. But they haven't really been able to do a whole lot as CSA.
Yeah, that's right. You're right.
1v6.
Gamble, let's move.
So have you played a lot of these new maps, Phantom?
No, not really. I haven't even played this map at all.
Jeez.
Not even in pubs or anything. Yeah.
Well, I mean, what are your first 10-minute thoughts of this map in the 10 minutes you've seen it, like map design wise and whatnot?
Honestly, it's a very interesting map. Obviously, it's supposed to be CSA sided. I do agree. I think CSA holding that fence line probably is not the best thing to do. Honestly, right there, because the Union, I see they're probably going to mostly push up that road that they did, where the main force pushed in. If the CSA played this right, they could have, I don't know, can they go in the woods over here to the south, the CSA?
Nope, that's out of bounds,
Nope,
everybody.
that's out of bounds for everyone. Okay, well, never mind on that. I was just going to say, if they played it smart, if that wasn't out of bounds, they could have gotten that wood line and just kind of blocks in the Union when they come through up that road and just, demolished them as they came up.
Yeah, they can't really do that, though. And Union's kind of overwhelming on all sides. 20th Georgia on CSA right, getting charged out by 2nd U.S. Cav and HL. They lose a flag, but it's close to CSA spawn, so that's not the end of the world. Union also pushing up down this fence line that CSA is still trying to contest. They're about to hit engage, though.
Oh, that's a big line.
So, the advantage that CSA has with that back defensive line on the defilade is you can see a Union here, A and V, they're trying to push up and kind of get a shootout with CSA, but if CSA position themselves right, they can barely be on that crest of the hill and get great shots at the Union, who have to move through this kind of open field to even shoot at the CSA. So, it's a really nice defensive spot. Union might just be able to overwhelm that. I mean, let's see if the balance is fixed. The balance is perfect, so it's a good little trade there. JB heading over to CSA, but CSA still has 8 on artillery, so the imbalance is 10. Not as bad as before, but obviously it's not great. I haven't seen too much from CSA artillery yet.
See, if I was TKO and HD, I would get off that fence line and push back by artillery. You see all them trees right there by artillery. I would push back into that and let Union push into that open field and just try to, get them as they're charging up that field.
Yep, exactly. And they heard you, and they're falling back. So
there you go.
So almost a third of the way through the match, generally getting your opponent down to engage by the 30-minute mark, at least from an attacker's point of perspective, you're doing pretty good. So, but at this point, it'll be intriguing to see how Union pushes this. Union is kind of behind the CSA right. HL and 2nd U.S. Cav are. See, LFL is double-clicking it over here, trying to get there to contest them, but Union's kind of pulling out. Maybe going to hold on the logs? Yeah, they are. Nice little spot there. 1 minute until we can get bayonets and sprinting.
Drop their flags.
Right side, right side, right side.
Texas Guard, they're kind of in a bad spot there, just in the open. I mean, there's a couple rocks in front of them to break some stuff, but I mean, actually, no, they're on a little hill. I didn't see that little hill they're on, so they've got the higher ground behind a defilade.
Oh yeah, no, they're using that defilade as they should, and that's how CSA gotta hold that ground. The only way Union could really take it is if they bonsai charge. So
yeah, I didn't see that defilade at first.
it's
From up here, it's hard to see terrain sometimes.
Yeah, when you're watching from higher up, everything looks flat, and when you go down, it's like, oh crap, that's enough of defilade to cover your whole body to hide you. I expect you can. It's especially noticeable on Cook's countercharge. When you look at it from above, it looks like a flat map, but it's not. So, but CSA have concerted or used a lot of their forces to push 2nd U.S. Cav and HL out of the CSA right side, and they've done so successfully. And so, 30 minutes have been hit. Bayonets and sprinting can happen.
Like at this point, I think LFL should go back to the main line over there and help their other guys out.
Yep, CSA needs to. They pushed them out, keep a group or so over there, but then, as you mentioned, CSA's got to reinforce the center because I don't know how Union's going to play this out. They don't have a Steam chat, so if they want to communicate in the game, they have to send runners or be in a voice chat. But CSA on the left side is going out to where Union is. I don't know if I like this decision. TKO's pushing that way. Maybe they're trying to trap the A&V guys who are out here and potentially get their flag.
A&V does not notice them at all.
Nope.
Yeah, runaway flag. That's right.
They get the flag.
Very risky charge, but it worked out in the end. Are they going to get the flag? I think that's the biggest thing. Lee Farrick looks like he's going to get that flag out, so well done by him. But CSA push him out, forcing Union down to engaged. You got some Union collapsing down to assist A&V. Some going a little more direct than others. 6 New York heading that way.
Watch flag, watch flag, watch flag.
Come here, come here.
And 6 New York is just going to go straight in there. 6 New York kind of split their charge. They have a lot of guys charging in there, but half of them charged right, the other half charged left, and that was just a mess. But here comes more Union reinforcements. 11 Mississippi.
Hey boys, just to your right, just to your right, just to your right.
Yeah,
And Jenkins Brigade.
Bayonets down, bayonets down, bayonets down, bayonets down.
It looks like HL's moving back up towards 20th Georgia.
Guys, good shots, guys. They're
And on
retreating.
this side as well, CSA is falling back. Yeah, and 20th Georgia, yep. Or HL, yep, my bad. They're pushing him. So, looks like 11 Mississippi is going to try to charge HD and TKO some of these guys that are furthest forward. Might as well get some nice kills while you're at it. And so there are 2 flags down. I don't... One of those is Union. The other one, I think, belongs to CSA. Jeez. Now it looks like CSA outnumbers Union, but some of the Union got wiped. 2 Core F Company, TKO, HD, they're still trying to hold the corner. They pick up their flag. So, no flags are down. Union's still up by like a fourth of a morale stage.
I found Wayne.
Or a quarter of a morale stage, but...
I don't understand what these LFL guys are doing, just standing here in this field. Just, I mean, they're just in a circle, just doing nothing over here for their team at all.
Where is LFL?
They're right behind the, like, right under the point by their main artillery.
Oh. Maybe they're just waiting to see what to do. If anything, they're not losing tickets for their team. I mean, granted, they're holding center and there's not a lot happening there, but yeah, they're not really doing a whole lot right now. But it looks like they're going to move out and take some shots at HL. At least from a distance here. Yeah, it's just HL. I wonder where 2nd U.S. Cav went. But Union main spawn's pushing back up, who got wiped.
Or however you pronounce that. I don't know, I'm not English.
You idiot.
Yeah, faggot.
ANV is pushing out. CSA artillery hits the center of that Union line. They get the flag, but that's not going to last long. CSA actually pushing out, trying to wipe Union off their initial defensive line. TKO's heading this way first. They're going to hit 88th on the side. I don't think they see him.
Charging.
It looks like there's another wave coming in behind him. Texas Guard. Texas Guard's pushing in behind.
Keep going.
So yeah, Texas Guard's definitely going to be able to sweep up the remaining Union that were here. Nice little charge from them. Tickets, I think, are slightly closer than before that charge, so that's what you need as defenders, so good job on their part. Union at least maybe have lost, yeah, they lost their flag. Meanwhile, on the other side, A&V is starting to push up CSA right. Not a bad idea at all.
AMV is going to go for the charge, it looks like.
Yeah, CSA falling back, trying to get at least a little cover. Not have a melee in the open field. Oh. Yeah, they're stopping.
Ne passeront pas, on se défend.
So, 2nd
CSA
US...
is going to take all that.
Yeah, 2nd US Cav, 20th Georgia move in. Actually, that's where 2nd US Cav went. They're the ones that bounced, not Jenkins Brigade. Here comes 6th Alabama, part of A&V. They're not going to be able to do a whole lot. Tickets are still in Union's favor. And A&V lost their flag as well. It looks like HL didn't move up to assist them. So
I don't think they realized they had some forces over in the wood line over there, and if they did notice, I don't think they would have charged that.
Who you're saying HL wouldn't have charged, or?
Yeah, I don't think they would have came in and charged on the CSA on that if they would have known, because it was just 20th Georgia over here. Yeah, 20th Georgia's been kind of hit away the whole game.
Fuck, I've been stabbed as well. Make sure you're in cover, lads. Remember, we're skirmishing
So,
space out to the
outside of
left.
HL,
Base
Union
off the
team
line.
is respawning, and so that's going to be able to nice to go a little bit of the time here. A lot of these newer maps are pretty big, and so defenders can get a good wipe. That can set the attackers back. And the issue for Union at this point is, at least for a little while, Union hasn't been blobbed up as a team. CSA is independently defeating these groups, and so by the time a Union group respawns and pushes up, they just get wiped. So it's I don't know, it's gonna be difficult for Union to push this strong defensive position if they can't group up as a team. And so that's, I guess, props to CSA to independently defeating the Union in their own groups. But also, it's kind of, what are you doing, Union? You're going independent. Like, A and V just went in there alone. Maybe they thought they could catch him off guard. I mean, CSA was kind of far forward, but regardless, it keeps spreading Union out. HL charging on CSA right. 20th Georgia falls back. HL turns their attention towards the center. So HL looks to just keep some shots off. A lot of CSA there. HL not really seeming to want to charge there. They would definitely not win that. They got to preserve a flag at this point. So Union might have to pick up the pace a little bit in terms of tickets. What do we got here? Looks like NYV is now trying to hit the CSA left. Sticks New York went around, and they're kind of pinched right now. 88th is a little further back. 6 New York try to get a little fancy, and they're going to kill at least these 2 core guys here.
You wanted to? You wanted to? I don't think you did. Bye-bye. Au revoir.
You can't hit me!
Hey, buddy.
You missed the headshot.
What are you doing?
So that's, I mean, that's a nice couple of kills out of line there for Union. Oh my goodness, that already shot. Looks like 11 Mississippi's in the center for Union now. A and V is moving out of main, but they're kind of going a little slow. They don't have their flag. 5-minute despawn timer on that. But it looks like 88th New York on Union right got wiped out. Texas Guards is going to try to go in to get 6 New York, who is sending some guys out to try and get their flag. Now, if they pick up this flag and they get killed again, that 5-minute despawn timer on the flag is going to restart.
Charging my voice already got 5 with the body. Alright, there we go. Was there friendlies behind us? Oh, that's the second call. Okay.
So they will pick up the flag. They are running right back to that CSA line that just wiped their friendlies. And that flag is going to be down for another 5 minutes. They clearly didn't know their friendlies got wiped there, because I don't know why you'd run the flag that way. But that's good for CSA. Very, very good.
But I'll come back to you once I'm done.
Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, CSA is starting to push up LFL into some rocks. 20th Georgia's getting up close and personal here with HL.
I've noticed a big switch up with Union. They started out playing pretty aggressive, but they've kind of just decided to set back and just play the shooting game, it looks like.
I don't know. I think Union's kept up the aggression. It's just not working as well because Union's going in independently. But now they're kind of starting to hold back a little in the shootout. Because they can't really go in. Some flags are down. They're way too spread out, and so Union's just kind of gotten into a mess here. 6 Alabama pushes up alongside 11 Mississippi to assist HL. That forces LFL to pull back a little bit. Just trying to avoid the ticket loss. Tickets are getting close. But yeah, no. They're definitely doing that more of a shootout. They can't really charge. They haven't been winning these charges. They haven't been coordinating them well. And I mean, CSA controls Union right, but 88th New York is going down the Union right again. Like, maybe they're trying to get their friendly flag, but I don't know why they're going in here by themselves when this is like 2 times in a row now and they've been wiped. I mean, Union... Yeah?
I was going to say TKO got them a good spot in this wheat field on this snake fence. Just dropped the flag.
How the fuck did they pick it up?
No, it isn't.
And the Union's going in for a charge.
Up and over.
Or are they just pushing up? Yeah, they're just pushing up.
Yeah, on the other side, Texas Guards is charging out 88th New York now.
Racing anything. Hey-ya. Hey-ya.
Which 88th will maybe hold. They're bringing their flag out. 6 New York's moving into assist. like the 2 core guys are moving as well. CSA first to go down to taking losses.
JB's over here under the screen. They don't notice TK over here, and they're just getting dropped, and they don't even notice them. They're just in a really bad spot.
So NYV barely wins on that side. Yeah, TKO there. They have a great flank. Alongside HD.
On the star, move it, move it. HD,
On
we are
chopper.
leaving.
So Union, at least on this side, have kind of congealed into one group. Using the little trench in the road here kind of as cover. But we'll see what happens, but the longer Union kind of sits out and does the shootout, it's going to be a lot harder for them to get CSA down to last stand, which I don't know if Union's going to have to do that or not.
So from here, Eagle, if you was on the Union team and controlling them, what would you do from where they're at right now?
Group up and charge. I mean,
That seems like their best option.
I mean, we see the overview, and obviously we have that advantage, but I don't know why TKO. Sorry, I don't know why the NYV keeps pushing down Union right, and they keep getting
they're
wiped.
getting charged out right now by TKO.
I mean, at least they're getting the flag out, but TKO is going to get a nice couple of kills there. I mean, this is the 3rd time they've been forced out of that spot. You could argue that by them going there, it's at least distracting Texas Guards and TKO, but I don't know. Meanwhile, on the other side, CSA pushed up aggressively to get flanking shots on Union. Union turned on them, kind of half-charged. At least 11 Mississippi did charge. CSA pulled out almost instantly.
Get your load.
Well done. Well done.
Yeah, make sure you...
So it's just the pace has got to be picked up here for Union. They've got 15 minutes left. Looks like you got more Union shifting around to this left side. Looks like the rest of A and V maybe moving up with the flag that is despawned. But I mean, honestly, I can understand if you have 88th or 6th New York pushing up Union right to distract CSA and keep them over there. But I guess they're all under the same flag, so I guess it kind of makes sense. They're distracting a good amount of CSA, which you can argue is a very, very good thing. It gives the rest of the Union team a chance to push on this left side and get a little aggressive and maybe win those charges there. But 14 minutes is still a lot of time. They can charge out CSA. They got plenty of time to do that. Tickets can drop a lot faster, especially since we're, what's the server pop here? We're at 240. That's still kind of a lot. Inbounds is actually swung in CSA's favor by 5 guys, which is probably evened out by the amount of guys they have on artillery.
Canada, how you doing, Freebot?
To the north, it looks like. They're gonna go help the rest of their team over here where this main Union force is at.
Yeah, it looks like they're heading that way, but I guess to their credit, I mean, you have Texas Guards and TKO. They don't see Union on the Union left, or maybe they see those respawns that they just pushed off going to their right, so they're heading that way. Now, CSA as the team is kind of defending this side, so you could definitely argue that what NYV was doing, distracting the CSA, was a good thing. Because, unfortunately, it looks like Union's going to go in now, but they went in at probably the worst time. If they would have gone a minute sooner, this would probably go a lot better, but now Texas Guards and TKO is here.
Shift left, shift left. Go left.
Left 6, left 6.
NYV, I think they got the signal. They're going in on the left side of the stand.
Canceling 2 ranks falling on my left. Over here, let me draw you a line. Over here.
On the line, on the line.
So it only looks like A and V went in there, and they got wiped. They didn't send the flag up, it looks like. Yeah, they kept the flag back.
TKO is charging NYV right now. NYV's retreating.
Yeah, it's a nice little wipe. I mean, tickets now in CSA's favor by a fourth of a morale stage. And TKO's actually continuing to push. They're trying to get around the Union here, which Union does see them. 6 New York got through as 88th who got pushed out a second ago.
About face, get the fuck out of here. Let's go. About face with me.
This is 88's chance to come up behind them. That looks like what they're doing. If they can get behind them soon enough, they can wipe these TKO guys, but they're not going to be quick enough, I don't think.
Yeah, 6 New York just trying to get out of there with their flag, maybe trying to get the help of their friendlies. TKO still trying to pursue this.
88's coming in right behind them.
Get your load right here.
Hey, behind us, behind us.
Yeah, they didn't see him.
They should have charged in. They would have had him, dude.
Yeah, TKO. Oh my goodness, actually, 88th could have gotten a few more kills there, but what the heck? Why didn't 88th win that? Yeah, they should have just gone straight in. I guess some of the 88th were heading back to the main Union line, but TKO, I guess, win that little engagement. Rest of A&V is going to push up and wipe them.
Come on, let's go. Just go in. Just come in. We have to go.
I can give props to TKO. Every game I've ever seen them play in, they've always been super aggressive, and they usually have really good plays. Every play I've ever seen was usually a pretty smart play on their part.
Somebody let them know on the left side they're coming right.
So Texas Guards pushing out the center. They also have TKO, 2-Core, and HD there with them. Union's starting to turn to this side. Like, CSA at this point, I don't know if Union realizes it, but CSA's a little spread out. If Union moved quickly and hit one of these sides, they could defeat CSA in detail. Sure, they might get charged out from behind, but it all is a reaction game at that point. Who can move in quicker? And at this point, if you're Union, you might as well try it because nothing else is really working. Union's now completely surrounded. Which again...
And on top of that,
yeah.
Union's just in a bad spot. They're have, CSA on both sides, and they're holding two fronts, in the middle of that field right there.
Yeah, it's not a great spot. If you are ever surrounded in this game, both sides of similar numbers, you got to charge out one of the sides, or else you're just going to get completely shot up from everywhere. So it looks like Union might be starting to do that. Looks like, yeah, they're going to go in. And CSA play that really, really smart. 2nd U.S. Cav and 20th Georgia, they just leave right away. It's like they came in, they got great shots on their side, and then once the Union team turned to them, smartly, CSA smartly retreated. Once the balance has kind of figured itself out, and they did the balancing, this was well coordinated here from CSA, and now they're up by half morale stage. Union, I think, is smartly pursuing this, because that means CSA is still scattered. CSA in the center are moving over here to try to assist, but they're going to be a little late. And so Union hit breaking, but they get this wipe in the woods. I think CSA got back with their flag. Yeah, so smart play from the flag bearer there. They do maybe lose one flag. That might be Union's flag, though. Oh, yeah, they're all 4 Union flags over here. So nobody loses any flags. Nice job from CSA to get the flags out of there, but good job for Union. They eventually saw what they needed to do. They charged out one of the CSA groups, and they just pursued them until they wiped them. That ticket gap might be a hair closer now because of that maneuver there, but they gotta keep going. They got 8 minutes left.
On the west, we've got a group. Who's at the rocks? On the west, the bushes. There's a group.
And they got 8 minutes to get their opponent down. Half a morale stage, and then they can cap and win it. How is Union capping? Oh my goodness, someone's behind the point. 6 Alabama, I'm not surprised. They're about to charge CSA already out.
Take the rocks, take the rocks, take the rocks.
It's a good little move here from 6th Alabama. Meanwhile, rest of Union charging the artillery as well. So this was very well timed here. Maybe they saw that 6th Alabama was on point because you can see the top of the screen who's on point or controls it anyways. And that was a good little move. Meanwhile, LFL is going for the backside of Union where they're keeping their flags. LFL is probably going to get one flag here. Big charge on CSA already. Artillery just shooting into everybody. Probably got a few team kills there, but definitely killed some Union.
What the fuck? You're gonna stab me, I'm gonna shoot you.
I'm still alive. What the fuck?
And I just said a naughty word, so if I get wounded,
Unfortunately,
that's okay.
that just wasn't enough for the Union. CSA responded quickly, and they took back over the field.
That was a good wipe there from CSA. It looks like 2, 3, all 4 Union flags are down right now. And they won't despawn until that minute-and-a-half mark. So if I'm CSA, I'm making sure Union doesn't pick up these flags, and CSA will win the game. They'll have enough tickets to at least hold out for the rest of the time, and I reckon they would hold one charge from Union, because if Union doesn't get the flags for 5 minutes, be about a minute 15 left when Union is able to respawn with all those flags, and at that point it comes down to a last-second charge from Union, which, I mean, they definitely have enough time with a minute and 15 to get near the point, but I don't know about when a charge.
Range, I sent you something. You sent me a
So what
fucking
will
like
Union do?
message.
Are they going to try to charge in? If they charge in, they'll probably hit final push, but it's kind of getting to a point where that final push timer would not force the black timer to drop. It'd probably go to 2-3 minutes, I'm guessing. So if I were CSA, I would probably shoot this out until the 2-minute mark, and then charge, or maybe 2:15, and then at that point charge in. Don't pick up your flags in the charge unless things are going really, really well, and obviously that's a hard call on the field. You might pick up the flags and run them out, but you got to charge at 2 minutes, at 2 minutes and 15 seconds, and maybe get your flags back up. If you don't pick up the flags and you get wiped in the charge, you will force CSA into breaking for sure by that point, and then respawn back in with your flags. But Union might try to go around CSA far right. CSA's not really defending that. They're still holding around Union flags, which makes sense. So, we'll see what happens.
Business with a capital B.
So some Unions going through the woods. Most Union just kind of going down center. Maybe going to go to that left side. It's the 6th Alabama group and some others going down Union right. But some CSA are there to stop them.
You write your own material.
Hell yeah, I do, and you better enjoy it. You better enjoy that shit. What slam poetry is?
And so Union's got 2 more attempts at this point. They're going to have to win it off the cap. And they got to win off a charge too, which outside of the beginning of the match, we really haven't seen Union done yet. So some of the Unions sitting back to shoot. Like 88th and 6th New York, I think. But A&V and HL and 11 Mississippi are just going straight in. The 2 core guys are going to get swept through. It looks like they're just going to charge right in, which is not a bad idea. If someone picks up one of their down flags, though, and they get wiped, they won't be able to respawn with them at main for the rest of the round.
PKO's going in right behind A&V. A&V don't notice them. This is about to get bloody here over here.
CSA starting to counter charge. CSA drops the break. And Union is about to hit final push, getting close to it. Rest CSA starting to collapse on the other side of this Union charge. And
Get this flag, get this flag, get this flag.
Union, let's see if these 11 Mississippi guys try to go through and pick up their flag. He doesn't pick up the flag, so nice decision making there, not picking up the flags. Union is about to drop. 88th, and there a couple of them left, but they get wiped. 2 minutes on the clock. Union hits final push. They have infinite tickets, but they can't respawn, so they're just going to spawn in and trickle up. They've still got about 45 seconds till those flags despawn. And honestly, at this point, Union trickling forward is not really going to do a whole lot. I mean, it really seems like the only way they're going to win this is by grouping up and charging, because CSA is going to be set up on point, but it's hard regardless of what Union does. I don't know if there's really a good way to win at this point, because you could argue you need to keep trickling forward, keep going in to at least keep the CSA, I guess, distracted while you get the flags up to the field. But also, if Union's trickling up, that's kind of chaos at that point, and you definitely can't overwhelm CSA by just trickling in. So Union flags should be in by now, if not despawned, which all of them are despawned. They're not spawned in yet, though. So Union's just going straight for that trickling. They're trickling across the whole map.
Go for point, don't go for the dudes on the left. Just run past them.
Oh my god, that's a lot.
Sweet Caroline.
Come here.
So CSA starting to push out. Whoever gets more bodies on the point when the clock hits 0 wins. So if CSA pushes out a little, at least keeps Union off the point, or at least keeps the melee not on point. Texas Guards guys charging out. I don't see Union flags yet.
Hold fire, second cap. Hold fire, second cap. Hold fire.
Oh, it's an officer. Oh, it's an officer.
But it looks like a good CSA win. Phantom, your thoughts for the round?
That was a very interesting round. The Union had it at first, but they just lost all their momentum, just doing all them independent charges, being uncoordinated, and that's what cost them this game. Like they're doing right now, if they should have just done brute mentality this last charge, and they probably could have at least pushed them back a little farther. But yeah, those are my thoughts about this round.
Yeah, I would agree. Great start for Union, but when you're up by that many guys, you should have a great start. So, I mean, good start for Union. They took the ground when the balance kind of figured itself out. CSA kind of came back, and they were kind of able to defeat Union in detail. And they did it slowly, too. So, like, one group would get wiped, they would spawn back in, start moving back up, and before that Union group could get back to the fight, the other Union group would get wiped by CSA. And so Union could never really form up as a team, and they weren't ever doing anything as a team for most of the middle of that match. And CSA was just able to take advantage because CSA, for the most part, stuck as a team. Or if they didn't, they were just able to outnumber the Union groups in those melees and engagements. So, really well come back there from CSA. Really well played. It's a nice map when you can hold on those defilades. Anyways, good first round. We will see you all shortly here for round number 2. And here we are with the start to our second round. Going to our server pop. They did some balancing. I think HD swapped over and the numbers are fixed. So appreciate to the groups that balance, which HD did balance over from CSA to Union. So appreciate that. But no buck and ball on this map. The whole Union side, to my knowledge, has the Enfield. And the CSA has the option between the Enfield and the Springfield 55. So this map, you have the point of contention kind of on the B point of what you would have for Towering Trunks, which is what the Conquest Contention map is for this. Union spawn is a little further behind, not by much, by these houses here kind of in the road. And so if Union get pushed off point, Union's kind of stuck in their little spawn area because the force to their right, they can kind of go through it, but if they went through there, CSA would see them. And if they try to go out the left side, it's open field, same with the center. So overall, this map is not that great for Union. It's very wide, and so CSA is able to outflank Union very easily. So even if Union does find a good defensive spot, CSA can just go around them. So it'll be interesting to see. First couple times I've seen this, Union get completely curb stomped. But Phantom, what do you think of this map and strategy?
Well, I think what you said was kind of perfect. The Union's just honestly just kind of screwed on this map unless they pull a miracle. I've seen Union win on this map like once ever, but which we just had to see what their plan is. CSA just has a lot more room to move on this map.
Yeah, and I mean, we're not at full pop either, and so the larger the pop server, the easier it is for defenders to kind of shut things down, figure things out, and hold the line. But as the server pop is a little smaller, CSA can go around. Right now, mostly CSA going through the corn. You also have some CSA going center. Some Union there to stop that. So Texas Guards and 2 Corps kind of pushing down the center of the map. Holding them down is HL. Meanwhile, swapping over to the center of the Union line, you got 11th Mississippi and the 6th New York. Further forward on Union left, you have 6th Alabama, 88th New York, which actually is on a little high ground. I didn't realize that this was that steep from the 88th down to the corn. And then you have the rest of A&V on that side. Countering them in the corn for CSA. On CSA right, you have 2nd U.S. Cav. Further center, TKO. Left more, you got LFL, I think 13th and 20th Georgia in there, so it's a close little shootout right now. But remember, we don't have bayonets and sprinting until that 30-minute mark.
We're bound to hit something with the bucking ball, right?
So, oh, maybe they do have bucking ball. I just heard Chopper say hit something with the bucking ball. So maybe the website I went on is wrong.
Given false information.
Fake news, that's what we do here. I know at least a couple of the maps, they don't have the right regiments on the website versus in-game. So maybe I need to make my own list. Regardless. TKO's trying to get around Union's left.
Southeast,
So Union shifting over there. TKO's right on the edge of out of bounds. So they can't go much more than that.
6th LA is flanking around behind HL over here.
There's only 5 of them though.
And they're getting charged out by HL.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I don't understand smaller groups wanting to go off and do their own thing. I mean, they have 6 guys here. Yeah, I mean, it's a nice little flank, but you got to be smart about it.
Right, we got to start the argument now. Are small regiments good for War of Rights?
Do I want to get canceled?
All I'm gonna say is if they're a team player, they're fine. But if they want to do like those guys just did and just flank off and do their own thing and just lose a bunch of tickets for no reason, probably not the best thing, you know?
I feel like Union gets pushed back on this right side, or Union left, CSA right, but yeah, it's kind of that point where smaller groups you'll see a good chunk of them just go off and do their own thing and they'll die, and that sucks a lot of the time. But also the odds that a smaller War of Rights regiment actually succeeds and stays playing in the game for a while and builds a community, it's not generally a high percentage from what I've seen. I mean, the amount of files I have of regimental banners of small groups that were made and then disbanded is ridiculous. I mean, most of the successful groups you see in War of Rights today have broken off from original groups. Like the group I was in, IVB, they broke off of 14th Brooklyn, I think it was originally, and they formed their group. Like 90% of the groups that are alive are just groups that have broken off from successful groups, and they take a large enough guys so they can kind of stay there. So
right, just enough guys to survive.
So overall,
I will say Texas Guards got HL pushed all the way back to point. Texas Guards realigning over here to get some better shots on them. Honestly, nice plays on Texas Guards getting them pushed back so far. If the rest of these guys behind Texas Guard gets pushed in and they all do a charge, they can have that point easily.
Yeah, and tickets wise they're pretty even, but TSA is starting to push Union back, so they're going to start ramping up these tickets, especially if they push Union off the plane. I don't think CSA will cap. They might cap depending on if Union turtles or not, which in these European events they generally don't like the turtle. But TKO A&V getting a little close shootout here. A&V's got the shots. TKO volleyed right before they came up, and so TKO got completely shot down. Argument for why the double ranks are bad. I said it. Anyways, I think it's like 10 or 15 guys. I can look at the rules right now, but if you have like more than a certain number of guys, you have to be in double rank. It's a historical rules event. They try to play historical. Whether that be good for the meta of the game, you can argue if that's the case. I don't think so, but you know, it's a event with certain rule sets, and people like that. And as long as people have fun, that's all that matters.
This is CSA's point now. This, all theirs. It looks like Union is coming around this barn, 11th Mississippi. If they can, I mean, they're in the open right there, but if they can get behind these little barns right here, little houses, they could maybe just have a shootout. It looks like CSA is actually going to retreat back out and let them just keep that field.
Yeah, I don't think CSA wants to cap right now. They don't need to. They're up on tickets a little too, so you don't want to give Union some of those tickets back, but also you got plenty of time on the clock. And 11 Mississippi and HD are just pushing right up on it. And 11 Mississippi and HD are getting flanked by 20th Georgia, 2nd U.S. Cav.
20th Georgia has a really good spot right there. Looks like 6th New York and 88th New York's mixed in with them. No, there's only one guy, but 6th New York's just hiding behind the shed. They're not having any of it.
I don't blame them. CSA has just slowly been pushing Union back this whole round. Nothing too crazy. So, 2 Core has pushed up there as well. 6 LA guys. Union trying to do a little flank around here, around the point. Trying to stay a little aggressive. I mean, we still don't really have bayonets and sprinting. We still don't really, I mean, we don't have that until the 30-minute mark. So, a minute and a half still. We'll see if CSA gets more aggressive once we get to the 30-minute mark. But it actually looks like most CSA is pushed off near the point. Union's kind of taking that hillside again.
It looks like TKO is going to come out of that cornfield and come help the Texas Guard and all of their guys over there, 20th Georgia.
Yeah. HL is doing a little bit of a risky move here, trying to get in the flank of CSA. I mean, it's a nice flanking shot, but again, you gotta if you can play it smart. If CSA starts charging you, if you don't think you can win that, you should probably get out as soon as possible. But they're in the woods, and so it's really hard to tell what's happening. You won't really know until it's right in front of your face.
Behind the log pile.
HL's just doing the strat. Get your loads, run out there, shoot, go back, get your loads.
So some CSA are on point capping. 20th Georgia and some 2nd U.S. Cav guys are on it right now. They really should not cap this. Union might just shoot them off, but I don't like this cap. CSA's kind of not killing Union fast enough, kind of, at this point. I mean, Union is still about 1/4 of the way through, or they have 1/4 of a stage left in battle ready before they hit engage, and we're at 1/3 of the way through the match. They pull off points, so they don't cap. Some CSA have actually pushed up in the center of the Union line. So that they're TKO, at least the 3rd Kentucky portion.
Looks like Texas Guard thinks that HL's still over here. They're trying to push up on that flank, see where they are.
They are.
Independent
so
fire.
We got sprinting and bayonets now.
Slow rate of fire. We need slow rate of fire.
CSA is a little spread out. Looks like there is some charging happening on Union left. 2 Core is going in there, which they're just simply outnumbered in that, so they're not going to be able to do hop. 13th Georgia is going on top of the hill as well. A and V sees them, and they're turning that direction. LFL is not moving into this woods.
Killer, I think
11
I'd like
Mississippi and
that.
HD's getting right up on Texas guards, right on top of them.
Yeah, geez, they're getting close. And 2nd U.S. Cav is going to get a beautiful flank here. And they're going to go straight in there.
HL's joining in. Oh, this does not look good. They're just getting pinched. But they give it granted. There's a few more Union guys, but CSA's still going to get the surprise.
Looks like Union is going to take this. They should. They have more manpower. Union is the
It
first
does
to
look
go
like
to
they're
the
going
game.
to take that.
Yep. But
They
CSA
threw
get the
everything they
flags
had.
out. So CSA get that flag out, which is the most important thing there. CSA is also slightly ahead on tickets. There is a down flag on Union left side. Is the CSA flag. So it looks
Union's
like
got all the CSA out of the corn now. Charging the last guy back to the corn, actually.
Yeah, so it looks like LFL's flag got knocked, although there is someone that ran up and got it, and it looks like he might get away with it, so. But CSA still hold the center. They're not capping point. And Union just kind of, they're just beating CSA on these flanks, kind of outnumbering them. They're not really worried about the center. You got a lot of CSA just sitting there not doing a whole lot.
Oh yeah, they're going behind the bar now. You see that big movement?
Yeah, I see him.
Let's go left actually of the barn. Let's try and catch them.
So in this position, if you was CSA, what do? Do you just kind of set back, hide like they're doing, just wait until time hits where they need? Or do you just, like, what do you do in this situation?
They blob up. Union's really spread out. But it's not like the officers can communicate that in an instant, so. I mean, a lot of what I've seen in War of Rights, if a group blobs up, or if a team blobs up more often than their opponent, they will generally win the match more often. But
Bloody H&L is going to go back behind that barn. They don't know that there's Confederates back there.
Yeah,
and their whole team.
No, they know they're there.
Take the fence. Take
You
the
think they
fence.
don't think? Yeah, they don't.
Right here, boys. Right here. Keep going. Keep
They
going.
came
Keep
in with
going. Into
bayonets.
him. Into him.
And it's just a charge behind the barn.
Yep, TKO and LFL distracted by 11th Mississippi, and the rest of Union hit him in the rear. That was a great little charge there from the NYV guys here and HL.
I can't lie, Union's playing this map so far. They're playing it really good. If they can keep up this momentum and just kind of keep these charges, these good coordinated charges going,
Good shot,
you know,
guys.
they should be pretty good the rest of the match. It's just going to come down to the wire when CSA gets ready to charge in for that point.
I'm not gonna lie, I think Union's gonna win this game. There's still a lot of time on this match, but CSA's playing really conservative. I know they're kind of hindered by the rule events in terms of their aggression, but Union's kind of outcharging them. CSA is spreading their guys out way too much. Union has a lot of guys on the flanks, not in the center, and so CSA just sat in the center while the CSA flanks got curb stomped. Unless Union makes some mistakes, which they aren't really, I think Union's probably going to win this game. I mean, we're almost 20 minutes in the game, and Union hasn't hit a lot of haven't lost a lot of tickets and engaged yet. That is ridiculously slow. CSA is going to get charged out by A&V. Texas Guards is caught off guard in the corner.
You've been beat to death by
Texas Guards flag bearer gets out really quickly, so well done on their part. So that's a good win there from A&V. Texas Guards out. And that's the thing too, CSA spawn is similar to last round, about a minute out. And so if you wipe a group, they're not back in for a minute and a half, 2 minutes. Because remember, you still got time to reform, get your bayonets and reload. So they're not up on tickets, Union, but they're in a very good spot. At this point, it's almost a time factor rather than a ticket factor. And if the round is determined by the time more than anything, unless everyone's like in final push last stand in the last stages, if the match becomes an issue of time, it probably means the defenders are doing well. So Union is now playing a very aggressive approach on CSA. CSA kind of going for that center, but Union just keeps reinforcing kind of these flanks and going around them. HL getting some close shots with 2 and they're gonna charge.
LFL's in the cornfield. I think they think these Union guys. No, they don't think they're jumping.
Oh, what the heck?
They don't think they're
I think they're gonna
I
run
think
over
they're
and pick
trying
the
to get
flag.
flanked up behind them. I think they're trying to go down the woods. Yeah, they're probably trying to get that flag. Is that their flag right there?
I don't know if it is, but they're definitely gonna pick it up. Meanwhile, in the center, 11 Mississippi hitting right behind 2nd U.S. Cap, who is all crouching. It's a lot of tickets there.
Crouching's not good. Crouching, if you get killed crouch, that's 3 tickets. Despite if you're standing in line, that's 1 ticket.
Yep, indeed. That is. Crouching at that closer range is a little, I don't know. I feel like crouching is very rare because, as Phantom mentioned, you lose 3 times the amount of tickets when you're crouching besides a lot of people compared to when you're standing up. Anyway, Stark trying to run out with the LFL flag. He somehow walks right through the whole A and V line and makes it out alive.
Nice, he's dead.
Yeah, they got him.
No, he's not. No, he's
Meanwhile, 13th Georgia is a little further forward. They're about to get charged up by A&V. A&V is doing what they do best. They are just charging around the map, wiping everything they see.
Oh, CSA got their flag back. TKO picked it up in the cornfield.
Oh, look at that.
They waited just long enough for A and V to go to that fence, and they just grabbed it and ran.
LFL turning back down, trying to hit A&V. They are overpowering A&V. 13th Georgia probably let LFL know. LFL turned around, helped their teammate out, and they're shredding through A&V.
It's not Rambo, it's the 13th, brother.
So you got 6 Alabama now charging behind LFL. They're not going to do a whole lot. Meanwhile, HL's moving over here. And then also for CSA, TKO's pushing up. HD looks like they're in with HL maybe as well. See, now CSA's starting to pick up the pace a little. It's a little more chaotic like last round. Looks like Union's trying to replicate what CSA did to them last round, which worked for the sake of time. But CSA's kind of keeping up the pace. Unlike last round, CSA can actually attack through a lot of cover. Like, they have a lot of corn. Union had to go through open field last round. And CSA is actually starting to get a little foothold here and bring Union tickets down. So, they are reacting well. And honestly, me saying Union was going to win a few minutes ago was assuming CSA was going to stay as conservative as they were, which Union's kind of forced the charging hand to happen by pushing so far forward. So you could argue that was a mistake from Union, but regardless, it is what it is. CSA hopping up and over through the corner, they're going to charge.
Remind them why God loves the cavalry. Ooh, that must hurt.
Yeah, now CSA is probably going to win this game. How things switch so fast in this game.
About face, run away.
You have a lot of time to play these matches and not a lot at the same time.
Run away faster, please.
All it takes is one good plan to work, and the other team will take the advantage in this game.
Yep, exactly. It's hard to tell because I watched a pub match once where the attackers literally sat the whole round and just shot the defenders from long distance and they lost a round. And it's like, well, that's terrible. And then you start seeing a round like this where the attackers kind of do the same thing. And you're like, well, if they just keep sitting there the whole time, they're going to lose. And so that's why I said Union would win. But Union kind of forced charging to happen by pushing forward. And now CSA was able to overwhelm. And Union's almost down to taking losses. And since CSA nearly has control of the point, Union has to hold it for 20 minutes. CSA's got to keep up this pace, though. They can't slow down. You got to keep it going. Union's going to charge up.
NYV's charging to take his guards.
Il ne passe pas. Repoussez-les.
So CSA hold that. Reinforcements move as well. 20th Georgia TKO. Looks like they're going to push up a counter charge. Union hits taking losses.
Let's go.
Keep going, second.
Keep
Getting a little dangerous for Union. If CSA take this and hold it, not going to be great for Union. A and B's hitting the rear side of the CSA charge. Not all CSA went in. Looks like Union's going to hold. A and B just got great shots in the back of CSA. Didn't kill a whole lot, but there's not a whole lot of CSA left.
Come on here.
22 behind you.
Yeah, we're kind of...
So Union's going to hold. It's important that they don't have to get forced back to the main house. If Union gets stuck back there, that's not good for them. Not good at all. Because CSA can form up on the snake fence to the south side of point, and that's not on cap. And so if CSA take that snake fence and trap Union in their main spawn, it's going to be difficult for Union to win. But Union hold the charge. You got a couple CSA still here. CSA didn't lose their flags. Union might countercharge this to try to get those flags. Which A&V is pushing up a little bit, getting a kill or so.
GG, we need to pull back. We're surrounded. Pick up the colors. Pick up the colors. Pull back to the northwest. Get into the boat.
So
Texas
CSA
Guard looks
pushing
like
out.
they're finally moving out of there.
Yep. Union actually, smart timing there from CSA. Union's about to start pushing them out. There's a flag bearer still here. Lugo, you got to get out of there, dude.
Yeah, any time. Let's go. Oh my god, you guys.
He might get out. Well, the Union's got to hit the shots. I don't know if it'll matter, though. So, CSA get majority of their flags out. Ninja's trying to run back and get Union flag in the corn, which he's not picking up. And I can kind of agree with that decision. As a 5-minute despawn timer, right? You wouldn't want Ninja to pick it up, die, and then it have that restarted timer of 5 minutes. So the flag despawned. So that was a good little play there from Ninja. He does die, but at least it was smart with it. On Union right, CSA is trying to flank around. LFL is going to get a nice little flank here on 88th New York.
Behind, turn around, turn around.
Behind. Oh, behind.
Good couple of shots there. 88th got to pull out there. So
Eggshells flanking in behind TKO.
yeah,
the
Union's
west
starting
side.
to form the defensive line again. I wonder if they're going to try to push up this little hill. This hill is kind of steep. I can't believe how steep this hill is in the woods, but Union's trying to push up, maybe use that. CSA right on the other side. HL, Texas Guards going at it. TKO there as well, but HL's going to go in. They're ringing their flag as well. They might lose their flag. Yep, flag down for HL. Rest of Union looks to be going in. Kind of.
Down my line.
So you got 11 Mississippi on the opposite side of this. Meanwhile, on point, massive charging. LFL and 13th Georgia charging in on NYV. 88th popping out to assist. And Union's down half morale stage. HD is shifting over with 11 Mississippi to try to hold the point. If I were Union, I would let CSA take the point. You have 4 or 5 CSA guys charging the Union flag, not worried about anybody else but that flag, and the flag for Union runs out. Well done, Jackson.
He's still alive.
Union keeps the point.
But at what cost? If I were Union, I would almost give up the point and then try to retake it. Just because at this point, you're down so many tickets. You got to do a phenomenal hold with 15 minutes left, or you're probably not going to win the game. Rest of CSA here is reformed up in the woods. They got that HL flag down. But in about a charge or so, charge and a half, we'll see Union drop to break it.
LFL got out with their flag. They're just going to sit behind that log pile, respawn, get their kits loaded back up, and just probably go back in for another charge.
Yeah, that's the thing, too, is that CSA, not at the beginning, but in recent charges, they've kept their flags alive, and so they're able to stay up here. kind of instantly get back into that fight instead of having to all respawn at main, not have a flag, and then walk all the way over here. It's CSA has played a lot better of a second half of a round.
Over there's the whole line, and over there as well. Left, approach, left. Steady.
Oh, no one told you that.
Oh,
So, Union falling back to this kind of snake fence that goes across the width of the map.
6 Alabama, independent fire.
Point is in front of them. So if CSA kind of go for a cap attempt, it's Union would have to charge at it. It's not like CSA has to charge through Union unless Union puts themselves on point. 11th Mississippi going up close to the barn, trying to use the little stone wall as cover. No, it's a stone wall, but like a guardrail almost. 20 Georgia's going to charge them out.
Go left,
Brace, boys, brace.
Oula, ça lag, Ignace, il lag. Que fait le jeu là? Il est parti, Ignace, il a disparu, on le voit plus.
So 11 Mississippi and HD hold, but again at this point CSA is just trying to knock Union down on tickets. Some Union are running out trying to get their flag back up, which you have a couple CSA guys, TKO guys on top of it. So rest CSA look to be charging 11 Mississippi and HD. I mean, these are just a nice few kills here for CSA to get.
Remind them why God loves the cavalry. Remind them why
Both of
God loves the
NYV
cavalry.
groups are just setting
Keep
these
going.
defense by point. It looks like
CS is
LFL's
going in.
Marking around them.
This is where we fuck it.
Second U.S. Cav and 20th Georgia trying to get Union into breaking by charging in. Yeah, you're mentioning on the other side too, NYV charging into LFL or the inverse, I don't exactly know. But LFL's going to win that. Union almost at breaking. Rest of CSA collapsing up to assist where 20th Georgia and 2nd U.S. Cav was. That is TKO going in there. Union hits breaking, so if CSA cap, they win. Which LFL's not pushing yet. You have a couple of Union groups still holding there. 88th New York is the last group at least holding LFL off, who did get, I think, a Union flag down. It's an interesting flag. Union starting to be pushed off, at least on Union left. They're starting to retreat more towards the center near point. So they can reform in the center there. HL still down their flag, which CSA only has one guy on defending it.
As it sets, it just does not look good for Union right now. Because even if they get into that point, they have LFL on one side that they have to worry about, and then the rest of the CSA on the other side.
Yeah, so LFL starting that cap. Rest of CSA might move in. Union's got to get going soon. Looks like they're already starting that. Be a great time for CSA to go in for a flank A and B charging point. CSA moving in for a flank TKO. They're going to get nice timing here as Union's focused on just gunning it into the point. Point still going in CSA's favor. 20th Georgia streaming on to assist LFL directly. The rest of the CSA hitting the backside of Union, which is distracting a good chunk of Union. Looks like they're going to cap this. Phantom, what are your thoughts for the round? Good game.
That was a well-played game for the CSA. They noticed that they were playing too conservatively at the front, and they turned it around and just got aggressive, and that's what they needed.
Yeah, CSA had a rough start, losing flags and charges, which props the Union on that hold. But Union kind of pushed out, started playing aggressive, kind of wiping the CSA groups individually. It was working well, but CSA was able to keep the flags up and eventually able to overtake Union, and that really turned the tides. Really great job reacting and adjusting to the ever-changing battlefield. So with that all being said, good props to CSA there. With that all being said, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you want to support the channel more, we have a Patreon where you can get a live stream of all the broadcasts we do. You can advertise your regiment in the bottom of our videos and get an additional broadcast per week. Besides that, though, we have our Discord, merch, X, Instagram, and TikTok. All those links are in the description. Regardless, I appreciate you all, and we will see you all in the next one. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your night.